Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Renowned Explorers. Let's head out to the Lost Island. Let's get this show on the road, shall we? We're already at 4,200 renown, so as always, we're not concerned about beating Rivalu, it's just about survival. I'd like to get a nice high score, but the fact is, I don't think that this team, as I have built it to this point, is capable of delivering a super high score. You know, it is what it is. Pinkerton has sent you to this lost island because of alleged anti-explorer activity. Hattage is honored that Pinkerton has entrusted this vital mission to you and not to that smug Rivalu. You can't trust that guy. A mysterious numbing fog is covering the island. No, seriously though, Rivalu probably would do a fine job and actually maybe a better job than I will do. Unfortunately, we are spotted by an anti-explorer patrol. This is Patrol Charlie. We've spotted some explorers. This is a private island. You cannot go any further. Engage to drive them away. He is not being clear. I hate it when people do this. Right? You've probably, if you work in the service industry, you have had this happen to you, right? Where somebody is on their phone having a conversation and they come up to you, like at a cash register or something, and they are still talking to the person on the phone, but they're saying things where you can't tell if they're talking to you or not, and they're looking you directly in the eye while speaking. And then you try to respond to them, and they act like you're the idiot. Drives me crazy. That's what these guys are doing. I can't tell when they're talking to me, when they're talking to each other. Who is the target of any of the things you are saying? Alright, so we have to remember to be careful with Maria's movement. Maria is probably going to be capable of one-shotting these guys pretty easily, but it's important that she stand next to our targets. We blew this crew out really quickly. So I think we're going to go for the Raptor Queen ending. There are 3 bosses that you can attack, that you can finish your Lost Island run with. And I think we're going to go after the Raptor Queen, despite the Raptor Queen being the most difficult, because it also gives the best treasure, and I think we're actually reasonably well suited to it. But it is a very difficult encounter. It is, as far as I'm aware, it's the only one of the final encounters that can yield 2 treasures. So, I mean, it's going to be hard for us to turn that down. And high-level naturalist, high-level engineer is the way you want to go for that. That's what I've been building for this whole time. These explorers will not answer to our threats. We're going to need something more physical. Let's go to Owen and get the dogs. We're too measly to take them on. Suckers. Yeah. Suckers. We're going to be as mean as possible. Okay, so there is this pink fog, right? We need to get to this node relatively quickly, which will cause the pink fog to go away. This node has a treasure available. I'm pretty sure you can only get this treasure if you have a high level of diplomat. Let's see what we can pull off with, because Maria has... Wow, Maria only has 2 levels of Beguiler. Yeah, I think you need diplomat for this. That's odd. You find a group of anti-explorer elitists, but they don't seem to be doing anything anti-explorer-like. These people look a little spoiled. I'm just here because my family would disown me if I didn't serve my anti-explorer duties. I just want to drink some preposterously expensive wine in my mansion, to be quite frank. Okay, so... we'll get a treasure if we hit this check. The thing is... wow, minus 25% speech, huh? I think I might not even roll this. Minus 25% speech on any of our crew at this point, with our strategy being what it is, would be heartbreaking. And I do want the treasure, but it's not an incredible treasure. And I certainly don't want to tool this. We're going to need our tool later. Oh, explorers. Well, let's pretend we never met. I'm not in the mood to spend time with you dirt monkeys. That sounds like a racial slur. I've never heard anybody called a dirt monkey before, but, you know, doesn't it? Doesn't it? On your way now. Chop chop. I think I'm just gonna take the small number of tokens. The penalty for failing that check is too high. Penalty and likelihood. Alright, the fog here might be thick, but you're still able to find some edible plants you can use as supplies. If it weren't for the fog, probably we would find a lot more. I'm just gonna beeline to the thing from here. I guess if I see another node that, uh-oh. Flirting time. I don't know that there's any particular benefit in gaining a point of Naturalist. Naturalist gives just speech defense, right? Yeah, I think there's no point in gaining Naturalist on Hattij, so, Hattij. So let's just take a discovery token. Yeah. If I saw a treasure, I might divert for it, but let's clear the fog and then we'll worry about exploring the island. The view from the top of that volcano must be amazing. Hattij evaluates whether the crew will be fit enough to make the climb. We're not super fit. Let's not, you know what? The profits of her shares in the Caribbean Banana Company have fallen by 20%? How is this possible? Bananas are the new pineapples. Dude, I love bananas. Then Anna moves in. The drop in banana export is all to do with this new papaya hype in London. Anna was clever enough to invest some savings in Papaya & Sons. And a little bit in papaya propaganda as well. Anna shares some profits with the crew. Well, that's nice of her. At first, Hattij is a little bummed out, but then she becomes very proud. What a great observation. Anna and Hattij continue to discuss the papaya craze and carefully start to discuss a joint venture. Maybe Ataman and Proskuryakova Inc. will even challenge the Vanderbilts. Okay, so now we're... Alright, a little bit of attack power, a little bit of grit. Not bad. Yeah, we're going straight for it. You've never seen rocks like this. You don't find rocks like this anywhere in the world. They're so rocky. They have a certain je ne sais quoi to them. You take a sample, tu sais quoi, and Anna notices something interesting. It takes a genius like Anna to notice this. These rock formations hold some incredibly rare materials. They can be studied for many uses, such as energy generation or chemical processing. Wow. That's a pretty good payout. Alright, let's get on with it. The cause of the rumble must be nearby. Your explorer sense tells you that if you continue, the island won't be the same anymore. So totally to our benefit. The ground trembles and an ominous noise is getting louder. Everyone is tense, but not Hattij. No, adrenaline is pumping through her courageous heart. She moves aside some leaves to reveal a +5 attack buff. And also, this infernal machine! It's being guarded by plenty of anti-explorers. An obvious leader figure notices your arrival. The mysterious man orders everyone in a peculiarly soft voice. Barnacles, we've been found. The plan must continue and my identity cannot be revealed. The figure pulls some levers on the machine. You know what I want more than anything? More than the thing we're going to get from this machine, more than the treasures we're going to get from the ending, I want this portable shade generator. Right? He's always perfectly shaded. You can never tell who he is, even though he's not like holding an umbrella or anything. That sounds great. Give me some of that. What's this guy doing? He's activating a weird force field, out of which he escapes quickly. But before your crew can reach the lever, the anti-explorers block your path. I'm not that concerned, really. My concern is mostly dinosaurs. Not that there's any reason to believe that there are dinosaurs, but, you know. Clearly there are dinosaurs. Okay, so they've got a sharpshooter, 2 dogs, 2 normal explorers. I thought I remembered there being 2 sharpshooters in this encounter, but I guess not. The dogs are mega fast, so that's going to be an issue. But we can definitely take down one of these guys, maybe even both of them. So let's go to aggressive. Probably, let's go to aggressive with Anna. And then we might be able to sadden both of these dudes out. Alright, so... Unfortunately, they're standing just too far apart for Maria to go after one of them while standing next to the other. That's what I would really like. Let's have Maria back up, because his dogs are going to do physical damage, probably, and I don't think we will survive it. I should have attacked the other one with Anna, because Hattij probably cannot finish him off. Let's put her in the regen space. Oh no, it looks like she probably will get him. Okay. Yeah, all she had to do was not do totally minimum damage. Okay, 25 grit actually puts a lot... We have a lot of grit, actually. So 27% dodge, 30% dodge, and this should be 50, yeah. They are fast, though. I don't think the second one can reach her. Now, the sharpshooter might be able to... Okay, no, not quite able to hit Hattij. So these guys are weak to enrage, which we don't have any of. We have a lot of sadden. There's no two ways about that. Okay, the sharpshooter is going to attack in a straight line. So we wanted to try to make it so that she can't hit two of us with her attack. Honestly, this is probably good enough. Hold up. What do I want to do here? I probably actually want to heal Anna. She has 31 armor. I don't know. They're both at about the same level of risk of dying. But I might be able to get... Actually, I can get Hadij to a place where she's not even in danger, probably. I don't think she can be hit from here. And then we'll just withdraw Anna. Because, right, you're going to be able to move to here. Yeah, this should be safe. The only one who can be hit is Maria, I think. And Maria's at full health, so I doubt she'll get one shot. Oh, no. Okay, well, I'm glad I healed her. It didn't end up being relevant, but it could have been relevant. And then we can just... We don't have the stuff she's weak against, but Maria hits people for her. Yeah, that'll do. 130. That'll be fine. Alright, easy enough. Now it's a matter of disabling this machine. The anti-explorers are turned desperate by your verbal torments. We left so many treasures uncovered. We've failed in our mission. We're worthless, and we want to go home. While Hadis enjoys a good cup of schadenfreude, Anna notices you're trapped... Oh, I think I said Hadis again. Anna notices you're trapped in a force field. That's very observant. So it's clear that this machine is generating the force field. The mysterious leader trapped you while getting away. Pretty clever to cover his back. The machine is labeled Land Delver. Maybe fiddling around with it will lift the force field. Yeah, I think we can probably fiddle around with it pretty well. I am not going to use our tool here. It sure would suck if we failed this. But seriously, we need this tool for something that is upcoming. So even 6 levels of engineer, not quite enough to guarantee this one. The bonus from being a scientist is 10%, so even if Hadij was a scientist, still would only be 93. Alright, please don't whiff. Please don't whiff this. Okay, we're good. That would have been a real bummer. Hadij pulls the right trigger and pushes the right buttons, and the machine makes a weird noise, and the force field disappears. She'd really like to investigate this force field further, and takes a rare machine part. Also, you find a built-in refrigeration machine full of supplies. Hey, free stuff. Actually, that was 5 points of supplies. We actually wasted a little bit. While 3 discovery tokens is not going to be anywhere near... What, this is only like 120 renown. I think we just have the 3 levels of rogue. Yeah, but 3 discovery tokens is not going to be anywhere near 120 renown. The earth shakes intensely. The machine makes a terrible noise and blows out an enormous amount of steam. The pink fog that caused sleepiness all around the island is disappearing. It's changing. Can't this machine stop for once? I don't mean to be condescending. It's going to come across a little condescending, but this is such an adorable, not primary English speaker way of phrasing this. Alright. The pink fog is lifted. It's back to just normal, sort of white-grayish fog. The anti-explorers regroup and start making away with haste. Stage 1 force field and Project Jurassic Sleep are down. Stage 2 initiated. The Land Delver is going to drag the island into the center of the Earth. That is such a dumb plan. Every time I come here, I am struck anew by how bad this plan is. Hadij takes a look at the machine. Within mere days, the island is going to have a gigantic force field around it and be dragged down to the bottom of the ocean and beyond. However, it seems that the whole island has changed and has new places to explore. Captain awaits a tough decision. Explore the island without its veil or flee while you can. This is... We don't have any treasures yet. Of course we're going to explore the island. Alright, you have a few leads. We could follow the mysterious anti-explorer leader, go to a spot marked on a map hanging on the machine, or there's a secret document that talks about a terrible beast. All promising leads. Hadij feels there might be enough time to solve one mystery. First clue is following the tracks of the anti-explorer leader. You have an idea which direction he or she might be going in. The second lead is a red dot on a map which is posted on the Land Delver. It must contain something important, and it's probably guarded. That's where we're going. This is the finish we're looking for. Your last hint comes from a document left behind by the leader in a hurry. But the most impressive... Oh, sorry, what was the voice I was using for him? But the most impressive secret we must keep is kept near the ravine. That is something no explorer can ever take to the civilized world. Of course, you'll need to take this to the civilized world. It's a little bit of a... I could have delivered that in a little bit more of a Ron Howard voice, probably. What is so important that you'd sink an entire island to hide it? With those three options ahead, Hattich has to make a choice. Which mystery are you going to solve? The crew needs to do something to gain some speed or risk losing resolve. Yeah, so we randomly lose supplies all the time now. We are on the clock, very seriously on the clock. So let's take a moment and have a campfire. Oh, if we had one more point of archaeologist, this would be a very valuable card indeed. As it is, 60 renown is still... Well, you know what? We could just take the Resolve Campfire story. Yeah, safety. I booted 60 renown. If we end up 60 renown short of a record-breaking game, everybody knows who to blame. The crew spends the night opening up and sharing stories about their pasts. Everyone is a little bit anxious to show vulnerability at first, but everyone reacts very supportively. In the end, they all feel a little bit closer to each other. The night has strengthened the crew's resolve. Yeah, at level 5 archaeology, this is worth 225 renown. It is a real shame that I didn't quite get there. I kind of forgot that card was even an option. So there is treasure to be found. I'm debating which direction seems like the way to go. I guess we will have to go... We're all max level, so we don't really need XP anymore. Winning battles is still worth a fair amount of renown because of the treasure hunt token. Let's just have a little look around. Hey, the field paleontologist. You find a man who looks like he'd be a better fit in an office. What's he doing in the middle of the jungle? He addresses you politely. It'd have to be one heck of a big office to fit those mutton chops, man. Hello, explorer. I'm Othniel Hoarder. I came here because I heard fascinating tales about its fauna. As the head of the Paleontology Club, I'm dying to see if the rumors of ancient fauna are true. I haven't seen anything, but I'll come back to you if I do. So if you see some dinosaurs, and then you come back to this guy, he gives you stuff. And if you encounter enough dinosaurs and then come back to him, he gives you a treasure. I think we're probably, unfortunately, not really in a good position to take advantage of that. Okay, so my plan now is I'm going to head, like, north around here. And if we happen to run into a bunch of dinosaurs and then make it back, maybe we can come back and get his treasure. But probably what's going to happen is we're going to have to end up going in like a U-shape and then coming to the exit. Because we're going to be losing supplies all over the place here. Alright, this is as terrifying as it is amazing. The sight before you conclusively proves the continued existence of dinosaurs. Because there's some right there. And they're friendly. They want to hang out. That's weird. I don't want to hang out with some velociraptors. Or some... I keep doing it. I don't want to hang out with some raptors. I don't know what their deal is. And I kind of, a little bit of social anxiety where dinosaurs are concerned. Unfortunately, these guys are pretty hard to fight deviously. But they're not that hard to fight with seduction, apparently. And also we can just shoot them. With arrows or explosives or whatever. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, that was pretty good damage, actually. And then Hattich honestly might be able to finish this dude off, because she hits pretty hard. Sadden won't quite do it. So obviously from here we will try to wrap around and finish in Devious, because Devious is worth way more... Well, actually, Friendly has a treasure hunt token on it too. So I guess Devious wouldn't be worth way more renown. I can get 2 of them, right? Yeah. So is there... What are my odds? Can I get 2 of them by standing anywhere else? What if I stand right here? No. Okay, so let's assume Anna has to go here. They're strong against Sadden, and they're not weak to Excite. We do have Heart Play, though. Yeah, actually, Heart Play is a pretty good idea. Hits twice, does Terrify. And then we stun these 2, and that gives us a little bit of time to work them over while Devious. Devious is still worth more than Friendly. Actually, let's try to do this. He's very excited about her skill at archery. I think you could probably assume there's not a lot of kinds of people in the world who will just walk around with a bow and arrow on their back. So we probably want to try to finish this guy off. We gotta get some devious points racked up here. I think this might be good enough to finish him, actually. Because remember, these multi-attacks only show the damage from the first attack in the preview on the bar. So I think she should be able to sadden him all the way out. Yeah, she got good damage on that first hit, too. Okay, so that's one dinosaur encounter. I believe in order to get Othniel Horner's treasure, you have to have 3 different dinosaur encounters and then come back to him. Time is running out. The island is shaking intensely. Yep, we're very concerned. All of us are very concerned. In front of a large stretch of high grass, you find an anti-explorer. He's making weird screeches aimed at the high grass. I'm not going to try to reproduce that. Then, with a calm, assertive energy, he turns around and greets you. Forgive my foreign language. It's just that I was trying to call out to my four-legged friends out there. It's all about emitting the right energy. You see, I'm a dog whisperer. Yeah, that's the ticket. The name's Owen Millen. Pleased to meet you. You are not sneaky. I don't know if this counts as a dinosaur encounter, because obviously he's calling out to raptors, but the odds are extremely good that we are going to down him before the raptors show up. So I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if that's going to count as a dinosaur encounter. So remember, our satin does lower people's speech defense. It hasn't actually come up that much. We've had to adapt to people's weaknesses a lot. But this dude is, in fact, saddened and very low on speech defense. We want to line that up before we hit him with Maria. Because this way we get his lowered speech defense on 3 attacks. 2 from Maria and 1 from Anna. As opposed to doing it the other way around. Well, actually, you know what? I bet it does... I can probably stun him. I bet the first attack does apply the penalty, allowing it to apply to the second attack. Oh, he's a boss character. He's not affected by Anna's stun. Well, that's fine. I mean, he has a huge amount of health, but his defenses are pretty bad. And also, our offenses are pretty good. Alright, go away crying. You're a snake in the grass and you're bad at archery. We broke his mind. Nobody wants to be told they're bad at archery. That was close. You managed to get away before getting too close with Owen's feral friends. I mean, we saw the raptor. That should count. It probably counts. It's probably good. Spectacular! A pair of fighting Stegosaurus. We find what a magnificent battle, although you have to keep a safe distance. That's right, on the first island we found a Stegosaurus skull. Finally, we can see the skull we found in action. What a privilege to see an actual live specimen of the Stegosaurus skull you found earlier. With that item already thoroughly researched, this spectacle makes even more sense. The crew watches in awe until the dinosaurs have had enough of fighting and leave. An amazing day. That's pretty cool. That random treasure from the first expedition actually has some meaning still. So it would not be totally trivial to get back here. We have, what, we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Would leave us probably south of 5 supplies, because again, we're going to randomly lose supplies as we travel. We could grab this and then try to book it. Probably end up taking a speech penalty or a hunger penalty or 2, though. Yeah, I don't think we can safely go back for it. Let's just reveal some more nodes. What a weird raptor. Its legs are mechanized, and it's not with a pack. Maybe it was hurt, but has been patched up? Even more peculiar, this tech raptor seems to be enjoying the presence of the crew. Let's inspect this raptor. The raptor happily lets the crew check it out. What a bizarre form of automata technology this animal has. Astounding. After this pleasant encounter, the raptor goes on its way. Who would have thought you'd find a nice carnivore dinosaur? This is a weird encounter. It's maybe a reference to something that I'm just not getting. Or... I was kind of hoping that, you know, us being good at engineering and stuff, we could, I don't know, supercharge its legs and then it would give us more treasure? I don't know. I was hoping we could interact with it in some way. To cover more ground in less time, the crew splits up. One crew member is sent into the depths of the jungle. Hattage suspects she'll find something dangerous. Maybe a quick thinker, survivalist, athlete, or tactician will do best. We're not good at any of those things. She is 3 quick thinker, 2 survivalist, though. She's probably the best one. I'll do it. Hattage follows the crew's plan and goes exploring deep in the jungle. Not too long after separating from the crew, she hears a heavy sound. A predatory dinosaur! She's scavenging the carcass of a poor victim. An amazing sight, but near the carcass there's also a treasure cache. You see a weird orb, which would make a fine treasure. I think we'll take a 50% chance to increase the odds by 20% for a coming challenge versus a guaranteed 10% increase. I think I'm going to take the chance here. Let's eat the roll. And again, we're getting the lion's share of our percentage chance to succeed here is coming from defensive stats, armor and grit. These really are the most important stats, the defensive stats, for rolls. Way, way more important than your offense. Hattage thinks of a clever trap. All she needs to do now is lure the predator toward her, and she will step in a makeshift contraption made of vines and pitfalls. It takes some time, but she is well prepared. A fantastic trap. Alright, the orb is definitely the most interesting item, but there's also a good amount of valuables left behind. Also, you know, the dinosaur. So we could study the predator, but we might risk being seen. I'm definitely not going to take 5 study tokens over an increased chance at a treasure. Alright, at some point, she finds an opportunity to go snatch the loot. The predator notices Hattage and charges blindly at her. She can take advantage of the situation to finally snatch the loot, but failure will probably be very, very painful. Minus resolve and armor. We have a lot of resolve, and honestly, losing 20 armor would not be the end of the world. It would potentially negatively affect future checks. We can just take the treasure. We are we, like, way over? Like, 10, 50, 80... Actually, no. The building up the odds was important. You know what, let's not, let's just take the treasure and not wager on the tokens. The perfectly made trap springs right on time and ensnares the predator, who will need a few seconds to pull itself free. Hattage takes the orb and quickly makes off with it. When the dinosaur is ready to strike again, she's already at a safe distance. Research is more valuable, I guess. Study tokens over campaign tokens. Because our study tokens are slightly improved. Our campaign tokens are completely baseline. These are not great results, though. With loot in hand, she returns to the crew. She tells them all about her bravery and the predatory dinosaur. The crew admires her courage, but Maria begs her to be a bit more careful next time. Alright, we have 6 supplies left. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason to the timing of you losing supplies from the random events, the random event that loses you supplies. Let's go this way. We'll get to this supply node. The rumbling of the land delver has uncovered something new. The crew looks up to a big rock formation covered with amazing plants the world has never seen before. Sadly, the same rumble that uncovered this place also makes it very dangerous. This is the same odds, or the same penalty for failure. It's a lot of treasure, or a lot of tokens, but I think I'm going to skip it. Again, I just don't want to screw up my my chance of passing future checks, or my chance of succeeding at this event. This boss fight's going to be difficult. Alright, we found some more supplies. That's not quite what I was hoping for. So if we go here, we'll go down to 2. Then we'd have to move to this node before we could reach the boss. Now, it's possible that this is the hidden hoard. It's also possible that this node is valuable, even up to possibly being a treasure. But if we take a random supply loss here or here, we'll take a hunger penalty before the boss fight, which could be crippling. I'm just going to go straight for the boss. Yep, took the hunger. I'm glad I didn't try to be greedy there. Alright. As Hattage leads the way through the jungle, you hear a softer sound of a delicate machine. Something is close. The crew looks around carefully and finds, amazing, a hidden anti-explorer base. Some impressive prizes have just been left behind here. The centerpiece is another remarkable machine. There's also a small force field near a pond. It looks very cute. It's a cute force field. Hadij is convinced you can find out more about anti-explorer technology here. Well, yeah, since the place is covered with it. Sadly, you don't seem to be alone. Hadij notifies the crew that she can hear high dinosaur screeches. Something dangerous is approaching. You could try to uncover some secrets, but risk an ambush. Hadij could also play it safe and set up a defensive position for the oncoming danger. Okay, I'm pretty sure the way we do this is we investigate the force field, using Anna and her very high level of naturalist and her natural scientist bonus. We have to carry out 3 increasingly difficult checks. So this one's guaranteed. Anna quickly draws the first conclusion. This force field and machine are a prototype of the Land Delver. Besides being connected to the machine, the field is also connected to the pond. Interesting. There's still more to discover, but the screeches of predators are getting louder. So we have to pass this. I'm not going to tool on this, because the next check is going to be like a 54%, and we want to tool that. So hopefully we don't just flat whiff an 84% here. But I've certainly had it happen a number of times. Come on, Anna. Fingers crossed, you can do this. Okay, we got it. Anna makes another discovery. The bubbles themselves are not the force field. Something different is changing the bubbles. A mystery element is turning the bubbles into a solid hydrophobic living cage. It seems to be connected to the pond. The predators are getting extremely close. Alright, we get a treasure here, if we pass this. If we fail it, everybody becomes wounded, which will probably lead to us losing a lot of resolve very quickly at the beginning of this fight. 79%'s pretty good. Don't do this to me. Okay. Eureka! Anna deduces from the information that there's a hidden compartment somewhere inside the pond. Fishing with her hand, Anna finally pulls it out. It's a living crystal? Indeed. So 75 renown for each completed research tree. Only gives us 150 renown. That's a shame. This could be a lot better for us. But, 450 renown between the base treasure renown and this thing is not bad. You draw your conclusion not a moment too late. A group of raptors led by their Raptor Queen jumps out of the bushes and onto the machine. With fierce strikes, she destroys it. It's like she knew what was important here. The Queen faces you with a plotting glee. Will they strike you? They could make the crew lose confidence in each other, or maybe tempt someone into becoming the Raptor Emperor or Empress. Hadij has to stop that from happening. You've got to be extremely careful. It seems this opponent knows how to make use of your strengths and weaknesses. And then the dinosaur in the tooltip text is described as Foxy, which is maybe a little pushing it. But basically what that text was trying to tell us is that the Raptor Queen encounter, the Raptors will change their attitude to counter us frequently. She has 360 health. She's weak against sadness, but every time the dinosaur pack changes their attitude, she gets a permanent stat buff. This is not a fight where you can control what's going to happen, basically. I find this to be probably the most difficult fight in the game. The dinosaurs have very high spirit and pretty good defenses. And they're fast, they have 4 movement, and their attack has 2 range. So there's not really a good way to use the terrain to bottleneck them. We're going to have to spend 1 turn just sort of cleaning up dinosaurs over here to the left. And then the turn after that, we have to be ready to just bomb the Raptor Queen and take her out of the fight as fast as possible. There's not a lot we can do to prevent these dinosaurs from being able to hit us in the back. Maria's going to be able to take one of these down. These guys are going to be able to make it to here. Yeah, so this won't be safe. But these guys make it to here, so actually there's no safe place. We either submit to attacks from these dinosaurs or these dinosaurs. We could fall back. Not really, though. We can't. Maria can't make it over here to debuff these guys, and we need the debuff. Yeah, okay, we're just going to have to get hit. Unfortunately, I believe that the dinosaurs can sadden. So they're weak against sadden and terrify. Actually, we will be able to take this one out at least. And I can move Hattage to a place where she'll be safe. Oh no, I can't. Never mind. I was thinking I would be moving her down here, but of course the terrain does not make that feasible. Well, shoot. And here... down here is not safe either, because of the range on their attacks. The thing that makes this a real bummer is the 2 range. Enemies that move quickly and have 2 range, you can't employ like the strategic positioning part of the game at all against them, and that always feels really bad, I think. Oh no, okay, they're doing Enrages. Enrage is good. If they had been saddening us, that would have been pretty dangerous, because we can't afford to lose the offensive power. So we're going to get multiple raptors showing up every turn. I think we can probably fall back this turn, because we don't have a shot at the queen yet. We're going to end up with multiple enemies coming in every 2 turns, I think. And that's a death blow for a lot of crews. Like, you actually just can't survive reinforcements. So you have to rush the Raptor Queen down. With our crew, it's a little bit less bad, actually. Because our offense is so high that we can take down a pair of raptors in a single turn. So let's fix up her health. Hopefully, new raptor spawns will be on the east side of the arena instead of the west. Yeah, so is it time to commit? I think it is. She's going to switch to friendly any minute now, probably after this turn. I think Maria should be able to take this one out without having to rely on the speech defense debuff. So then we go over here and we drop a stun. It does so much damage, it feels like it must be right. Actually, I wonder if... Hold on. If I move Hattage to right here... Actually, you know what? I'm just going to do this. This is going to make us aggressive. Which I think will make the Raptor Queen less likely to change her mood, because she's already in the mood that's superior to ours. We'll have to endure 1 real hit from her. But it is just going to be 1. Okay, and she went after the person who was resistant to her attack. And the new raptors came in on the east. Yeah, so we should be able to take her down before they show up. I think we might actually get this. I have always found this encounter very, very difficult. Obviously, I have completed it before, but it's a tough one. I'm very pleased that, yeah, we're going to completely blow this out, actually. Oh, she has grit. That's right. I wasn't even thinking about that. But yeah, she does have some dodge. If I had something that would take her down in 1 hit, I would just go ahead and use it. But whatever. We'll just have to endure another hit from her. Fortunately, she does not have a superior mood on us anymore. And even if she does switch to friendly here, which she elected not to, I'm kind of surprised by. Yeah, weird. Interestingly, she got the buff for changing her mood without actually having to do it. That's strange. It must have something to do with the timing of our mood changes. But anyway, we did it. I was maybe a little overly concerned. This group's offensive power really is very impressive. Okay, so this will be a decent score. It'll be, you know, in the neighborhood of 6,000 or something. The raptors are losing morale. The queen is barely able to hold it together and flees at maximum speed. Hattage shouts a remark that it's clear to see how they'll evolve into chickens. Harsh. The time has now come for the crew to make a quick escape. The island's force field is getting thick and the entire place is starting to sink. Hattage was sharp enough to already have an eye on the anti-explorer horde left behind here. She quickly orders the crew to collect a set of dinosaur bones labeled Brachiosaurus. It must form an impressive skeleton. The whole screen went dark for some reason. Well, we definitely take 5 treasure hunt tokens. But honestly, that's not a very impressive amount of renown. With everything loaded on board your blimp, the crew can make a hasty retreat. From out of the windows, the crew witnesses the entire island being dragged down in the ocean, protected by the force field bubbles. This will make an unbelievable story at the renowned explorers. Yes, I expect that nobody will believe us. because that is a crazy thing to claim. No, seriously. They wanted to bury the island at the center of the Earth. And they totally did it with steam-powered machines. I don't think we got our 50 collect tokens. Oh no, we totally did. 51, in fact. Not that we can spend the insight, but it makes me happy that I managed to trigger the bonus one last time. So yeah, an okay game, not spectacular. A little bit low scoring, I think, but I'm really not sure what the best way to take advantage of Hadij's Captain Perk is. You really want your points of insight to be incredibly valuable. So something a little bit more like... I was going to say something a little bit more like what we pulled off with Min Jong, but Min Jong's thing was totally reliant on her Captain Perk. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what the best strategy is with this. Anyway, we did okay. We did perfectly fine. 62-72. Yeah, that's fine. Back in London, and everyone is enjoying the Explorer of the Year party. Pinkerton comes up to you. An exquisite job, Explorer. I must admit, I wasn't... I mean, we've seen this text. I'm not reading this. Yes, you're very impressive. We're all friends here. I'm definitely not going to kill you as soon as the party ends. Actually, she might be doing it right now. Right in front of everybody. She doesn't care. She'll go to Rikers for 3 years just to prove a point. Nobody's going to give you 3 years for killing Rivalin. It's not that big a deal. The screen's just white. That is not an... Okay, there we go. I had to click for some reason. So, yeah, we had some basically not very impressive, totally fine runs through these early expeditions. 62-72 is a fine score. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode of Renowned Explorers. Come back next time. I'm not sure what the Emperor's challenges will be, but we might be back in Emperor's challenge mode. We still have to show off Hojo's crew, Captain Perk. Try to make the best of that. So come back next time to see what I have decided we're going to see. And we'll see you then.